That's what I was gonna bring up because you made it pretty transparent on No, I already know. No, damn it, let me get through it.
Yeah.
You already been transparent on things like your podcast. You're like, listen, we've been through a generational leap before. It doesn't matter. We've done this before, so you're not worried about it. It's just a matter of like, is PS4 passable on a competitive sense? Do the scene accept it? Then you stay PS4, or do you have to make the jump to PS5? Whichever way, you're set to do it.
When Tekken 8 comes out, so
yeah, you're fucked with Tekken 8. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But that's a ticking, that's a ticking time bomb right there. But honestly, that was gonna be a question. It's like, Defend the North and even Capcom that we just talked about, that was on PC. That they have made that transition, and with like fighting game scene being a much, wait for the, someone to do, then we follow kind of mentality. Like we were waiting for that big adaptation from the bigger heads, right? Your combos, your CEOs, DTN, any other big events, fucking Showdown, ECT, whatever. If they make the move, that's kind of gives a little bit of the confidence to kind of like the smaller events or maybe the TOs to kind of start implementing that, because for one, maybe they're asking them, right? They're like, they're usually involved in those events, especially in their regions. They all help each other out mostly. You'd get those questions asked, those concerns, and they get that experience. CEO, just you I know you've just said no, but any particular reason outside of the usual suspect of money, the support that you need for it, because now you're not talking troubleshooting consoles, you're talking about now another level of training that needs to be done on personnel that is a little bit more intensive. Like, is there any other reason that's right now you're just like, I'm gonna just stick it on console just because I don't want my life to suck?
I mean, it's accessibility, right? When you have a standard that everyone's used to, they plug in, play, they're good. I've seen the early days of like Level Up series doing.
I remember.
You hear the
Yep, I remember Alien. I remember them Alienware sponsors.
They've remedied that. Yeah. I'm friends with the DTN guy Andy and all, and I chat with him afterwards. Like, so how did it go? He's like, it was great. MSI was great. I'm not sure if they're going to come back. So imagine we go through all this trouble, get a sponsor, and then they don't return, and you've set a precedent that you can't keep up with. That's one reason. Two, I know the teams that will activate, because if everyone would read the fine print, yes, you're going to get setups, but you're going to have to pay for the admin team to manage it. And because I have 1,000 other consoles to deal with a team managing it, I'm not going to double down and spend another $50K for people to run on PC. I would love to, obviously, if it was easy and accessible and there was a standard PC or whatever. I play PC games all the time. It would be easier. But when you have the general public that's not on Twitter that comes to these events, they're not going to know what to do to jump on PC. You're like, oh, I play this on PlayStation. I play Smash on a Switch. It's all about accessibility at the end of the day. And now things have changed, right? Like I'm going to tournaments and more people are using hitboxes than anything else. And I'm just like, Jesus.
Get laughed
which
at
I don't
if you got
mind
a stick.
at all. I know, right? Yeah, I still use stick. I can't switch that. I haven't really forced myself, but so just lots of reasons. I mean, DTN needed 70 setups. A CEO needs 300
Jesus
plus.
Christ.
Yeah. The scaling alone, is also.
I need 700. Combo Breaker does more tournaments than me, so they need like 400. It's a lot. And these events are not making the money anyone thinks they are. A lot of people know they're not. I barely break even with CEO. I pay all my staff first. I pay everyone else. If there's anything left over, it's a bonus towards the next year. DreamHack pays salary. I work full-time for DreamHack. If I didn't have the DreamHack job, CEO had already been bankrupt, to be honest with you. I just put my own money to keep that afloat for now.
What? Are you telling me CEO is not your full-time job? That's crazy.
Not really. It's actually easy as shit to do now.
I knew.
Right.
It's probably
pushes one button, one big red button, and all
the
fixes
thing
itself.
is, I get DMs every day, hundreds of DMs a week, like just across the board, CEO, DreamHack, all that stuff. I have Tong Lee now to handle my staffing. That was always the complicated part. Yeah, and so he handles that because he uses them at so many events. It's just easy to coordinate and all that stuff. I still handle the big boy stuff, the pub dev, the partnerships, the hotel contracts, all that stuff, and then being the face of the event, right? But I have no stress from CEO whatsoever, except like Street Fighter 6, making sure it launches this year. DreamHack is what stresses me out, working in new venues every event. Now I got to deal with California unions, which in Florida the word union doesn't exist. It goes, here's your space, get your shit done, have a good event.
Those are the best kind.
It's weird that you're doing conventions, these extracurricular kind of events, and you got to deal with all the stuff I am not used to. So I'm learning it, or companies working on it. So, but yeah, CEO's easy, man. CEO Taku even easier.
Are you are you looking with your DreamHack for obviously those aren't aware? Can you give your official title as what you do in DreamHack?
Yep. Oh yeah. So I am the global fighting game director. Now mostly the U.S. I used to do all their events. Sweden. I've done Australia, India, a bunch of events for them. Now just focused on the U.S. events, which is this year San Diego, Dallas, and Atlanta. So Atlanta's our biggest one for sure.
Yeah, I forgot.
We had 1,800 players in 2019 before COVID. It was massive. I turned that into the 5th largest FGC event in the world. And then COVID obviously happened. So we're bouncing back from that. We had about 900 last year in Atlanta. No new games, right? We're kind of in a lull right now, right? Bit. Except Guilty Gear Strive, because Frosty's was huge, 1,000 people. I didn't even have 1,000 people. But once Street Fighter 6 comes back, once Tekken 8 comes back, whatever the hell next Mortal Kombat is, we know it's on the radar because he said it. So I'm excited for what's to come. Now Nintendo needs a newer game, but Smash is still gonna.
They'll still show up. Yeah, exactly. Whether it's your Smash. But actually, I was gonna say when Tekken 8 comes out, get ready for that DreamHack Atlanta because that is gonna get.
Atlanta's definitely a hub. But yeah, to answer your original question about PC, no.
Cool. No, enough comment. That's fine.
But I want people to know I've explored it. I've talked to MSI. I've talked to all these companies. It's just not.
It's just not feasible yet.
Yeah, I don't want to charge people $200 venue fees.
But what I was actually going to follow up is because you working with DreamHack and such crazy big lands, access to more PCs, right? More generally PC gaming. But are you taking the opportunity to maybe try things out at those lands with PC and FGC, since it's more of kind of a flip, it's like a flip side to it, right? You're not dealing with consoles as much. You could just be like, hey, can we get an extra order from whatever vendor you're getting it with? This fucking shout out to has RTS and stuff out in Atlanta area out south,
they're give me STS now. They changed the
they're STS. They're space. What is it? Space
time
solutions, right?
So, great people.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. But are you looking to kind of explore that as well? Because you have the access to it with really no big it's obviously it's your job, so you make sure it's successful. But there's no real big kind of fail factor there. It's you already have how many admins already on staff that deal with this and have done it so many times with the contractors that they bring in that you said yearly you're doing several events anyway. Are you able to kind of are you looking to kind of do that there to kind of help kind of get that experience up and maybe finally get some sort of sweet spot?
So they partner with CLX, a great custom PC maker. If you've ever gone to a DreamHack event, 2 PCs fit on a pallet. 2 PCs on a single pallet. You know how many PlayStation? Well, fives is 22, which sucks. Or no, those are the monitors that we're probably gonna get. The PS, you can fit 100 PS5s on a, that's another factor to it. Yeah, I don't want to set a precedent with DreamHack because that's an excellent question. Actually, it's I have said, hey, if I really want to get a PC, well, you got to rent them, right? So it does cost me out of my budget. That's still, again, it's feasible to run fighting games, and I don't want to have DreamHack go PC because I have the ability to, and then leave all the other events behind unless we can all catch up together. So that's one thing. But yes, I've always marketed with the PC side of things. It's also a rental system with them, right? So, and then again, maintaining, right? Here's the other thing. You've got to install all those games on those PCs. For example, Frosty Faustings, when they got those laptops from MSI, they had somebody Thursday installing all the games on it. They only needed 20, so it wasn't that bad, right? But with CEO or Gaming Generations, which Combo Breaker uses, I use, Frosty uses, they have a year-round system where they're updating everything constantly per event. It's all ready to go. So the moment it's there, maybe once in a while, 1 or 2 do not get updated or something happens and they got to do it during an event. Hopefully before matches happen, stuff like that. So it's logistics, man. These people go, it'd be so easy to run on PC. Then why aren't you running a goddamn tournament?
Exactly.
So, and the thing is online, right? We've been in an online world. I have my own setup, so it's the best I can able to do it. When you go to other events, if they lay out the rules and the equipment and what they're using months in advance, just try to, live within that rule set that you have to. So, but it is a question I do explore. Who knows? One day it could happen. But I'm telling you, man, Sony's, PlayStation Evo, that goes hand in hand now. I was the first guy back in 2011 or 10 that went Xbox 360 for Street Fighter 4 because as a player, I was a professional. I won a lot of tournaments. I always knew there was something off about the PS3 version, but Evo used it.
Yep. Yeah.
Final Round used PS3 one year. I think they also switched to Xbox 360, but Xbox was just the superior system at the time, right?
Yep.
I wish Xbox Series X would take off for fighting games, but it doesn't look like it, right? Half the anime games that we run are on PlayStation. Yep. So, there's lots of, I think of all those questions, honestly, and I would love to have an easy way or a sponsor come in, but again, it's not, somebody can go, here, Alex, here's 500 PCs. Sweet. What do I got to do? You got to update them. You got to maintain them. You got to pay for shipping. You got to pay for the staff to maintain them all weekend. Oh, that's going to be about 10 people because you know how you know what I mean? So, yeah, until some $1 million PC sponsor comes in, but even then, one event's going to get it. They're not going to be able to go back to every other event. DTN, for example, like when you get PC sponsors, any of these streams with the PCs, have you been seeing what laptop they're using online? Are they promoting the actual PC laptop of this tournament? They're not.
Yeah, the marketing side of it. They need to get the value back in some way, shape, or form. And is it
exactly
there? Not